I was hearing someone yesterday talking about this in the privacy community, where people tend to be a bit more paranoid than than the rest of us, and they were saying that things can get very dystopic very fast with insurance in DeFi if people start to enter KYCs into these, and if there are all these sort of different metrics that track if your university certificate is on the blockchain, the payments or the insurances that you're able to get, or the loans or whatever, are able to be tracked or to be proportional to, let's call it, a social score, for lack of a better word. So do you think that these industries in DeFi can get that dystopic, or is this just
Well, technology is immoral, right? Technology is immoral. I mean, you can use nuclear technology to build a bomb. You can use it to power a city. Ultimately, the outcomes, reflect our good moral judgments. So, when you hear people saying, well, we should integrate these things, the question is, well, why should you integrate them? Should you integrate them because you see an outcome that's preferable? Or do you integrate them because you see an opportunity that's perhaps profit motivated? But we should be honest in terms of why we want to bring these things together and target the outcomes we want. I worked on an AI platform once where it was a real estate platform, and they were clustering data to try to figure out who should be renters and who should be homeowners. And 4 of the 6 clusters that came back used race and zip code as predeterminants in the answer. And they said, well, so for these are the models. And you say, well, yes, but are these the models that you want, or are these the models that you see? Because you have an opinion in the way that you execute these things too. This is the difference between humans and machines. We actually have the ability to make moral judgments. And you have the opportunity to say that you don't like something, or something should not happen. And there used to be the idea that engineers shouldn't build databases that profile, or engineers shouldn't look to deprive people of opportunities through building systems that unfairly profile or extend credit or do other things. And there used to be these were things that used to happen. And I think that the idea that we have no sense of private self, that our information is there to be mined to manipulate us into our next marketed decision, is a fatalistic one at best. We still can decide every day how much more information we give.
I would add to that point that, well, the beauty of these things being in the blockchain is that they're auditable by anyone, right? So at the very least, like, you're providing a better way, or a more transparent way, for us to see all these biases. There was a story about like a human resources software that started integrating artificial intelligence, and it became sexist very fast because it was like profiling employees that would fit the company's standards, which meant like 70% men were targeted towards, or that men had a 70% prevalence, and therefore the machine was looking for that. But yeah, I would argue with that as well, that we don't have to necessarily build technologies that reflect our nature as humans. Rather, we can try and push fairness through technology. Would you?
Absolutely. To your point, I mean, we can choose our outcomes. We can look at that and say, we still have goals that the technology isn't providing. We don't know necessarily what the baseline is. We don't know what the baseline for proper behavior is. And, look, inclusion may not always be the answer. But, again, we don't know what the baseline is. And you're not going to get a larger economy. You're not going to get a larger crypto economy and more prevalent use if you start excluding people.